Today, I'm here to give an update about what I've learned about Linqto and how many non-accredited investors can't access anything they invested in on the Linqto platform. I've learned a lot. If you follow me, I'll give you a recap in a moment. You know what? I'll give you a recap right now. On June 21st, I reached out to Linqto. At the time, I thought I owned Ripple shares. I understand now that I don't own them. However, I did buy units on the Linqto platform. So I reached out and I told them that I learned about Ripple offering a tender offer to buy back Ripple shares from anyone who owns them. I don't own them. I understand that now. At $175 per share. So I wrote to them and I touched base. I wanted to let them know I wanted to take that offer, but I can't. I learned that I can't do that. Then Linqto wrote back and they wrote, "Thank you for your patience." They answered me back pretty quickly. "We understand that there have been some news reports about a possible tender offer with Ripple. If there is a tender, Linqto liquid shares will not participate. They have control over that. As a reminder, you are not a direct shareholder in Ripple." I understand that now. I learned about special purpose vehicles, and I learned about them before I reached out to Linqto because I joined a private group that I will be promoting in the future to let people know the group that I joined to continue to invest properly, legally. Anyway, Linqto uses special purpose vehicles to facilitate investments in private companies. When investors purchase shares of a private company through Linqto, they are actually purchasing units in a SPV that holds the underlying shares. So I learned that I don't own them, but I also learned that Linqto, I believe, own those liquid shares and they will not participate. I am not a daily user of X. I've been forcing myself to get used to using it more often because most of the people I follow are using X more and more because of the freedom of speech. And John E. Deaton, you can follow him on X. I made sure that I heard this podcast live. I guess it's a podcast. It was a live that I was actually able to listen to on my phone, and I'm so grateful I did. And he discusses the misinformation, disinformation, accusations, finger pointing, fear, anger, and panic. He had a lot of people call in. This guy spoke for 2 hours, talking directly to people calling in. And people are very upset with what happened through, Linqto. And I don't blame them. I mean, I'm upset, but I understand now why some people feel they have more of a reason to be upset compared to someone like me. So there are a lot of people that are very upset, and someone like me, I follow certain channels and I have mixed feelings about the people who really promoted Linqto. At first I defended them, but the more I learn, like Digital Outlook says all the time, and that's why I respect this man so much. It's one of the reasons why I respect him so much. When you do your own research, you believe your own decisions, and you can't, after investing in it and going through what I went through. I mean, I think back of all the promotion Linqto received from certain YouTube channels, YouTube creators, and it got me thinking on that path, and I felt like I was experiencing that FOMO, and I took my last 1,000 out of my savings account. Now, I'll talk about that last 1,000 in a minute. And I jumped on board, and I remember it was mid-December 2024, and they were sending out specials linked to, like a chance of a lifetime. You spend a minimum of $1,000 for a first-time investor, and you can buy, equity in early startups. That's how I felt. And I chose Ripple, and it just went right through. The website didn't ask me to show any proof of anything. It would have deterred me from moving forward. I mean, they took my money like that. It was very, very easy. They should have said, the website should have been programmed. Okay, you have to upload this. Okay, you have to upload that. You have to show. And it's because I also learned you can't include your home as being an accredited investor. I really learned the hard way, but that's a very small price to pay for everything that I learned. And I also believe, because they're filing for bankruptcy now, I'm not going to get into all of that, but the way I see it is, someone like me will get her money back eventually. John Deaton, and he discusses many other people, and the people that called in, and the other lives that I listened to before this one major, I guess it's a podcast, it was a live. People have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600 and more invested on the Linqto platform. Not with just Ripple, other companies, early investors. They are not accredited investors, even though they have so much money invested. They lost access. Like, I'll give one example. I know a little bit about it. Circle, they went IPO. People bought Circle on Linqto, and I don't think they can do anything with those units they own. And they own thousands of dollars worth of, I guess, units or shares through the Linqto platform. They discussed that in that podcast. They can't do anything about it. They invested 30,000, and now they could have cashed out at 150 or 200,000, and they can't. They couldn't. What do you mean you're telling somebody who used your platform that they can't cash out? Because I believe Circle went IPO. That's bad. Jesus. I would be really upset. That's a house. That's a house, and you're telling these investors that they can't do anything. This video is already long enough. I think I said enough about Linqto. I wanted to give an update. I will discuss that I invested my last $1,000. I'm someone, I could have more in the bank. I do own a little home. I went down the path, an entrepreneurial path, and everything I've put together and I've been working for, all of a sudden is all coming together. My future, my financial standing is secure. That's how I see it. I chose to put all my money into early investments, and that's how I see it. Utility crypto. It's a chance of a lifetime. It's this whole thing of the new financial system being reinvented, which only happens once every 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years. Like, it's a chance of, we're in a moment. If you're listening to me and you never took a few bucks and buy some utility crypto and do some research and just forget about it, learn enough that you get it on a cold storage wallet and just leave it for a little while. You're missing out on a chance of a lifetime to become a part of the next generation of millionaires. It's just the way it is. And I chose that for myself. And now I'm in a group that is helping me. I'm in the process, and I'm there protecting all the utility crypto assets I have bought in the past, especially, I say 7 years now. It's been a long time. I was buying at, fractions of pennies, pennies for me, and not really understanding it yet, but I had a gut feeling, and I'm really happy I went for it. And now I'm a part of a group that I continue to move forward because my investments will always earn me a lot of money now that I can live in a house and be comfortable and pay all my bills without giving any of my time. That was the plan. But now I understand that plan a lot more. I believe in it. And I'm taking action. And I look forward to it. But I also have many passions. I'm not empty. I don't go, I just want to fill my time, just something to do. I feel just waking up and standing up is something to do. I love it. I just don't want to. It's very different when you know soon you won't have money concerns. And I'm someone who has had a lot taken away from me at a very young age. Using my name, taking stuff out of my name, very nasty, greedy, just disgusting, despicable human beings. Well, look what's happening to me now. I'm happy I removed myself from those environments. I kept quiet, and now I'm heading toward a much brighter path. I could go on, but I don't want you thinking I'm some middle-aged dummy that, why can't you go get a job? Why don't you have money in the bank? I do have something to show for all my work, but it's not, like Linqto, they have liquid shares. My stuff is liquid, but I want to wait for the big payoff. I put it on the line so I can live a different kind of lifestyle because I don't want to do this anymore, live like this anymore. I did the hard time. I'm not someone who's going to repeat the same day, the same week, the same month, the same year, and talk about the same shit over and over and over again. I look forward, I'm going to wake up and jump out of bed and be like, holy shit, I'm going to be living a lifestyle that I have only watched on TV or dreamt about. That's how I see it. And I'm here, and I'm ready, and I'm making the connections. Am I going to go out today and do a little gigging to keep that part-time income coming in? Yeah, I have to. I have no choice if I don't want to liquidate all my valuable investments. I set them up to be protected. So it's harder than a probate. It's more difficult to get it away from me. Just in case life happens. You get it. Thank you for listening. I've wanted to do this video since I heard the podcast, but today felt right. Today was the day to do it. Until the next video clip. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.